though. Just remember that. So when this goes on,
What do
only
you mean?
8 hours. Well, that's what it just gave me a warning. It says when you go live, you can only go hang out on air for 8 hours.
You can't go 12 hours?
No, they must. Our reputation must have preceded us.
Really?
Yeah. Wow, I'm going old school set of drift on memory, boys. Little PM Dawn.
Yeah. It's a great beat. I mean, how many people use that beat in their songs? Like 20?
Thinking of a master plan. Deaf with the record. Deaf with the record. That was my first slow dance too. True. Spandau Ballet.
Spandau Ballet.
All right, here we go. John Edit here. Hello and welcome to Techlandia Grumpy Old Teachers.
Wait, John, is Techlandia still a thing?
Okay, wait, hold on. All right, John Edit here. Hello and welcome to Grumpy Old Teachers. No, I can't even do it. Hold on.
It's been 4 years of Techlandia. That's going to be a hard one to weed out of your life.
I know. Okay, here we go. John Edit here. Hello. Now you're messing me up. Okay. Hello and welcome to Techlandia Grumpy Old Teachers Thanksgiving Special. I'm your host, John Samuelson. I know, too bad we don't have another turkey sound effect. You've got two turkeys right here. I'm John Samuelson in Portland, Oregon. And let's kick it down to SoCal. And we have the one, the only...
Tim Bedley.
Tim Bedley, otherwise known as Scott Bedley. If you're the weird teacher, you call him Tim Bedley. Right? Because he can't tell you apart.
Anyone that you ever meet with the last name Bedley, just call him Tim.
Just call him Tim. He eats kale and does push-ups for breakfast.
And he's on the whole dehydrated.
And
hey,
brains.
Did you know one of the biggest Grumpy Old Teacher fans is his son?
Really?
Yeah,
You told me that. You told me that.
You can't get enough. They were excited to hear that we had released a new episode. Yeah.
Reignited and it feels so good. Scott, let me ask you a question right here. Since we have no format, and since last week I'm going to beat you to the punch since you put me on the spot and then tried to get me in trouble. Why do you? Let's ask that question, Scott. Why do you sabotage me on Grumpy Old Teachers and try and get me in trouble? I had really forgotten about my gripe on that last one. It's pretty funny. I've gotten no response.
Why do I bring up topics that you said you wanted to talk about on Grumpy Old Teachers when you say that?
I guess. Did I say I wanted to talk about that one?
Yeah, you did, John. You
okay,
did.
all right. Well, that's good. Then I'm glad you have a better memory than I do. You're older too, and you should have a worse memory. Okay.
I am older.
Scott, anyway, what? Let's go ahead and go back then, since I probably deserve everything I get then. So what?
Except for finger cuts, John.
Yes, except for my big finger cut right here, and I'm holding up my pinky. This is what you get when you're trying to install. I don't know why I can't just not be cheap and but I try and buy that 3M whiteboard. It's really good, actually. It worked really nicely. The 3M whiteboard stuff. So anyway, I'm trying to whiteboard everything in my model classroom. What are you thankful for in education this year? We'll lop up a softball for you.
John, let's talk about what we're thankful for in education.
Let's talk. Well, I mean, that's what we said, right?
You know what? I've said this before on the show. I've said this before, so I'll go back. I'm thankful for new teachers. I get the opportunity.
Oh, you weren't kidding on that.
I'm not kidding.
Sorry.
I'm not kidding. I get a chance to work with a new teacher this year. And she's fantastic. She's got a lot of energy, which, me, I have to drink my Metamucil in the morning and everything like that. So it's, I really am thankful for new teachers and people coming into the profession because they don't know what they don't know yet, which I love. I love it.
They're so young and impressionable, and you know what? And they think they can make a difference. That's the thing. No, I'm just kidding. Of course they can make it. Of course they can make a difference, but they figure out quick the obstacles that get in their way. I think that's the thing, isn't it, Scott? It's it's not that you can't make a difference. I'm always trying to make a difference, and I'm old. 1993, I've been doing this since. I still believe I can make a difference. I don't know how much of a difference I've made, but you think about the obstacles
Right.
that get in your way. And I think that we just had one of them with our recent election. And I'm not talking about the big one. I'm talking about up here. We had two measures in place. One was called like Proposition 97, and one was called Proposition 98 in Oregon. And I think 98 was a good one because I'll totally butcher this, but I think what it does is it has in place, like for high schools, like vocational education, like kind of like bringing back like wood shop and those kinds of things, right? And then 97 was supposedly the big tax that was supposed to fund like all the stuff. So it kind of worked in reverse. 98 passed, and that was all great. But now 97 was sitting there that was supposed to fund all of it, and that didn't get passed. So now all of our schools are kind of like sitting here going, where's the money? And so I think that those are some of the things that when you're a young teacher, you don't really even think about, like bond measures or things like that, where you get money from. And I mean, really for us in Beaverton, one of our greatest things was we got a bond, and now I have a job. But it's not because of the bond, and the bond money doesn't pay for my job, but it pays for the things that can upgrade infrastructure for technology. And then you need those technology people around to kind of try and help facilitate things, which is what I do.
So, John, it struck me when you were talking about that, and being old teachers. I remember as a young teacher, what seems like not that long ago, but really kind of was a long time ago now.
Right.
Hearing the veteran teachers say, "Oh, the pendulum's going to swing. The pendulum's going to swing." So when you look at and I'm fully engulfed in the making and unmaking movement. I'm doing like a lot of those things. I love the open space and the reimagined classrooms. I'm all into all of that, John. But when I look at it and I look back at some of the classrooms that were built in the 70s and the kind of structures that they had, and the hands-on education with auto shop I remember taking in high school, and wood shop, and all the things that they're now trying to bring back. Is this a pendulum swing that's based on something valid in research that was better before that we're bringing back? Is this something new? Is this a new thing that's kind of a remix of that old stuff? Or, are we going to end up at the end of all this saying, oh man, we did that swing thing and we didn't even realize it this time?
I don't know. And I think that what's happened for us is we've been in education so long. I've actually seen the pendulum swing and then come all the way back around, right? And I think that's part of it. I mean, I remember when I was, and we were in school a long time ago. We're children of the, 70s and 80s.
You're saying children of the corn.
Yeah, we're children of the corn. But when I took sewing class I took typing class on manual.
Was it called sewing or was it called home ec?
No, it was called we had different forms of home ec. So we had cooking, we had sewing, and we had woodworking, wood shop. And you had to take all three of those before you could graduate middle school. And it was junior high, and so we only had 2 years, 7th and 8th grade. And so you would take a semester of you would at least take a semester of wood shop, cooking, and sewing. And of course, me being the great person that I am, I took sewing twice. that was what I got stuck with. I got stuck with sewing. I still don't know how to do it. I had a great sewing teacher.
So I have some shorts I need hemmed, John. Can I send them to you?
So my sewing teacher really liked me, and the thing about me as a student, if you can imagine this, was I was really smart at trying to game the system and get as high of grades as possible with as little effort as possible. I was one of those people. So I'd be like, I brought in a sewing project one time and I showed it back to my teacher. She happened to be my homeroom teacher, and so she liked me. And I'd be like, oh yeah, Miss Forbes, don't you remember? Look at that. I pulled out her name just out of nowhere. I wasn't even thinking about that. I pulled out Miss Forbes. She was a great teacher. But I went to her and I said, look, don't you remember her? Or she'd say something like, yeah, John, did you do your end of the year project? I'd be like, yeah, you gave me a B+. Don't you remember? It was the basketball that I sewed.
You sold the Chicago Bulls basketball.
She would be like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. She's like, I didn't have that. And so she trusted me, which was her mistake, but on that one. But yeah, boy, that brings back memories. But yeah, I used to totally game the system. I'd be like, yeah, so I just sit there and goof around with people the whole time. And I'd be like, oh yeah, I did my end of the year project Forbes. I did that.
Isn't that the people that make it the first in the education system is the ones that understand how to game the system?
I don't know. I feel like that's what I did though. I feel like there's a lot of people that I know that we would talk about stuff, and that's what we did. We tried to get the highest grades possible with the least amount of effort put through, and which is sad now because I sit here on Thanksgiving vacation and man, there's so many cool like online courses that I wish I had more time to take between the 4 kids and like trying to fix up everything. And there's so much I would love to learn.
John, it's always about...
Yeah, it's about time, isn't it?
Especially, for, guys our age.
It's ticking away. Every second I'm closer to dying. I know, and it's so sad. You hear about this year has taken a lot of people that are just like, when the people start to become a little bit closer to you, you're like, oh, wow, that person's not that old.
Yeah, I mean, we're there. We're talking about our ailments.
Yeah, right. I mean, I could easily be talking about my ailments, but luckily it's just a cut on my finger. A cut on my finger.
You know who's not there yet?
Who's that? Father Tim? Mr. Technology. Young guy.
Young gun. That's what he is.
You know what? That young gun, though, he's getting older quick. He has as many kids as I do. I think they're aging him exponentially. I think that's what's happening.
Gosh, it's like gray hair comes when you have kids.
I know. I actually I saw a picture of me the other day where somebody took a picture. We were doing a little. It was very cool. We did a makey. I should remember the guy's name because he's written a book and he works for SparkFun. I'll look it up while we're doing this. But he did a cool session up for us on Makeys. But I invited one of my friends that works with technology at the middle school, and he took a picture from behind my ear and said, "Learning Makeys with iPad Sammy." And then I saw it and I was like, wait, who's ginormous bulbous gray head? Oh, that's my head right there. He just took a picture of like my ear.
iPad Sammy.
No. Right. I'm talking about iPad Sammy, which happens to be my alter ego. So my schizophrenic alter self. But yeah, so I looked at that. I was like, ooh, let me go get my Just for Men, and I put that stuff in. That stuff really works. Look, you can barely. It's like that one I use it like the subtle graying part. So then I feel a little bit better about myself. But man, I'm getting gray. Like when you go to Sport Clips and you just see like snow coming down, and it's not dandruff. It's just gray hair. You're just like, whoa. And then I had to ask her the other day, and I'm like, she's looking, she's kind of looking down at me, and I'm like, so I said, I'm kind of balding up there, right? I'm like, I'm getting the little spot on the top of my head. I can feel it.
You're getting the monk spot?
Yeah, and she's like, well, she's like a little bit, but she's like, I'm looking right directly down. She's like, I'm like,
I'm waiting for that. It'll cost you about $30.
No, right. I'm just going to Costco and getting Rogaine. I haven't gotten it though. I whatever. You know what? I'm old. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. So
distinguishing, John. It's distinguishing.
It is. It's a distinguishing older feature for a fat old guy. So anyway, there we go. Hey, at least, you know what? At least we're starting out more positive than we did last podcast. I felt like the last one we did 2 weeks ago felt like we started out so dark, but then we lightened it up.
John,
people made it through.
We were in a cavern for a long time.
We were.
We had to come out of that dark cave.
We came out firing. Poor Adam. Adam Welcome. Sorry, Adam Welcome, that we came out firing at you with your kind of snotty tweet that was really condescending towards pretty much everybody that wasn't a teacher.
So, yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to come out of those dark places and go towards the light.
Well, and it brought up a good point for me, actually, because I was talking a little bit with my wife, Marnie, and we were talking. I'm like, I don't want to be in the echo chamber where people are like, oh, you're so great. You're so, well, nobody would ever say that about me, but where people are just like agreeing with you all the time.
John,
what's that?
You're so great.
But so realistically, I want to be where if I do something stupid, like write a condescending tweet that offends probably 95% of Americans, that I don't know. I feel like you should be called on it a little bit and not just be like, oh yeah, you're right. You're so right. And then be like, he's not right. He's being elitist. And that's what people were doing on Voxer. Because I don't follow the guy. Like I said, I don't follow the guy. I just saw it in the Voxer, in the one group box, and everybody's like, that's such a snobby thing to say. You know, but I'm like, why don't you just say it to him? Tweet back at him, and maybe he just made a mistake. He could make a mistake. That's all I know. Although we did look back at his history. Although we did look back at his tweet history, and we were kind of like, right. We were kind of like, But that's why I don't. But that's the thing. See, that's why I don't follow him. I don't know him. I don't follow him. Then it's fine. Work on what you want to work on, right? But yeah, I felt like we started.
I think ultimately your hope is that whoever you're being critical towards is that it's in an effort to improve the voice of education to the world when you're promoting education and trying to be a voice of education. Let's be more respectful and representative of what the objective is. Am I wrong?
No, that's right. You look at the motivation, but like when you think of things, I don't think people do this very much anymore. Because I've been kind of down on social. I'm always down on Facebook. You know, I'm always down on Facebook, right? I'll still look on there.
Facebook.
Oh my gosh! But the thing is, like Instagram, ever since Facebook's bought Instagram, and I mean, it just kind of Zuckerberg slowly works his magic, you know, and slowly, and he does his little algorithm, and then I'm siphoned into the air bubble again, where people are it's just like, just because I've done a search on somebody or I commented on one picture, now all of a sudden I get all their stuff, and then I don't get anybody, you know, then the other people kind of fade away, and I like the other people. Just because I don't sit there and like everything, I don't throw around random likes. I don't throw around random likes.
I'm a liker on Instagram.
No, I know you are, because I look at it. You've already liked it before I can even like it, and I'm like, I don't want to like it anymore. Scott already liked it.
If you don't get a like from me, it says more than if you get a like from me. No,
you don't like any of my photos.
I was talking to the @JamesonLuke on Twitters, and we were talking
I beat in fantasy football last week, by the way.
Oh, did you? Thank you very much. I needed that help.
You're welcome.
We were talking about like what should be Instagrammable, and I'm like, think it should be something photographic in a sense, but if the feel of it keeps moving towards Facebook posty.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want Facebook posty on Instagram. I want cool. I don't mind family pictures. I don't mind selfies. I don't mind whatever it is, but like try to tell a story with the picture, or try to make the picture interesting or intriguing in some way. Not like I'm going to take a picture of my computer screen because I found this website and it has a funny video on it, and so I'm going to post that on Instagram. I'm like, no, I don't. Put that on Facebook, please. Please put that on Facebook.
Okay, so here's the one thing I've noticed. Okay, because I haven't been taking as many photos because Instagram's been getting me down. My last picture
don't let Instagram get you.
Okay, so my last picture I posted was November 4th. And I usually post on Instagram. I mean, not like I'm a big poster on Instagram. I'll look back here. I mean, I kind
of use it as like a family album, like a photo album.
Yeah, no, I love looking through what I post on Instagram. It's great, and I've even bought the books where they print them. Cool. We bought one last year where it's like all your year on Instagram, and you can choose from the photos and make it into like a little hardcover book. I like those things. But yeah, this year the last one I did was a stupid Trolls. Just like we went to go see Trolls on whenever it was, and like
how was Trolls, John? Let's talk movies.
It was, you know what, it has some of my favorite people as the voices in it, so how could I not like it? I mean, seriously, first of all, don't even get me started on Justin Timberlake, because Justin Timberlake is awesome.
Yeah, he's a five-tool guy.
He is. He's like the Mike Trout of the music industry.
He is.
I think he's a good actor too. I really do.
He's a fantastic actor.
I think he's been great in some of the things I've seen. I thought he was great in Social Network. Speaking of Facebook, JT was good in that one.
He was good.
But so it has Zoe Deschanel, who I really like. It has Gwen Stefani, who I really like. It has that girl from Up in the Air. What's that girl called? The girl from the Cups thing. What's the Cups girl? Do you know who I'm talking about? The little Anna Kendrick.
I don't know.
You don't. I know
Okay.
you don't. I'm sorry. That's like asking. I don't know. It's like asking my grandpa to give me some help. I forget. You're not a Perez Hilton. But yeah, Anna Kendrick is one of the. She's good. I mean, they're
of course,
good.
Anna Kendrick. I know her very well.
You don't know the Cup song from the movie with their singing.
Cup stacking? What are you talking about?
Yeah. I didn't see that movie, by the way. Whatever, Pitch Perfect or whatever it's called.
No, I did not see Pitch Perfect.
Okay, hey, look at that. Our man cards are intact. All right.
You're going to be proud of me. I saw a movie.
Yeah, I heard. What did you see? Stranger
Fantastic
Things?
Beats.
Fantastic Beats. Okay. Stranger Things. Did you were watching Netflix?
Fantastic Beats, and where'd I hear them?
That's nice. You know who really liked that one, speaking of that?
Yeah.
Kurt Reese.
Kurt. Oh,
Kurt
hey,
really liked it, yeah.
All
So
I
they're
thought Kurt was doing is like fishing and fishing.
And getting turkeys. No, he's starting his new school.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, he's just talked to him. He's really happy. He was asking me like serious questions, like, John, how do you keep track of how many lessons you teach and da 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 da. I'm like, oh, he's asking me a real question. Look at that. Kurt's actually interested in me. That's so nice.
Now, is he done with his doctorate yet?
No, he's getting really close though. He said
awesome.
He works on it like 2 or 3 hours a night.
Wow.
So yeah, Dr. Reese.
If I only had 2 to 3 hours a night to work on anything.
If I did, I would be rich and famous. I don't know.
You're already edgy famous, John. So
That's right. I'm edgy famous. I've been at 15,000 followers for like a year and a half now. It's so funny. Sometimes on Instagram, I'll get here. Let me look at what here. This is the other thing that's getting me down about. Let's not get off of the Instagram. All right, let me look at this real quick. You know who the last person? It's like you look at these things and you're like, okay, who just followed me on Instagram? And then you see something and it's like, who is that person? And then it's some like spammy semi-porn account or something, and you're just like, oh god, it's gross.
Yeah, whatever.
It's so gross. What do they make those for? I don't understand. Why do they make those? Do they trick people or something?
I don't know. I don't know.
There's got to be some money in it somewhere. I just don't understand how
College
they do it.
Kids?
Do they make like links and then finally someone clicks on one of the links and then it
look at how
money?
much misinformation was out there, like clickbait on everything now. I mean,
yeah.
And thank you, Facebook, for like cutting down on false news. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks
that
for
you have to have like public pressure to actually show some integrity. It's like
Zuckerberg.
Oh my gosh.
Zuckerberg. Yeah, did you see
certainly like figure out an algorithm for that one, John?
I know. Did you see the one where they said where somebody just made up something really false about CNN?
John, shut down my Facebook account, and I don't care.
That's right. Shut it down. Who cares? Gosh, you'd be doing me a favor, saving me time off my life. But save my mother-in-law from commenting on like posts that I'm tagged in or something. I'm like, what? Come on, just leave me alone.
Yeah,
just leave me. Do they have a whining one here? They don't have a whining sound effect, do they? Just leave me alone. Oh, so funny. So yeah, I don't know where we're going with this show, but right now, we just.
Well, let's go back to the original topic you brought up, John. What are you thankful for in education?
Oh, well, I didn't think about it for me. I just thought about it for you because you're positive. You know what I'm actually thankful for, and I'm serious. This current day, 2016 AD is I really enjoy. My boss is really great this year. I will stick with my boss that I have right now. I will stick with him until the funding from ends at the end of the year, and then I get kicked back in the classroom. But I will stick with him. He's so nice. He's just, and you know what? And he's not just nice, he's fair,
Mm.
and he acts in the best interest of students.
That's
And
awesome.
and it's so rare to find a boss like that. I haven't found too many of them. And I feel like that would be my advice for new teachers. If you find a principal or an administrator that is really like genuine and true, and they let you do your job, and they trust you, and they will support you and give you things, or whatever it is that you need, to let you try things, let you fail, and they're fair about it. I feel like if you find those administrators, don't just go jumping around to other schools and think, oh yeah, there's tons of administrators like that. If you're a new teacher and you get along with your administrator, and your administrator seems to respect what you do, and you feel satisfied with that, stick with that person and ride them out as long as you can. Stick with them. So I'm going to stick with my boss, and I'm going to get his name, John Peplinski, in the Beaverton School District. He is really supportive. And there is a time, Scott, when I was sitting there on Monday this last week, and how you have to do those things like the bloodborne pathogen training. Do you do all that? Do you do all that stuff online now?
We do. Yes, we do. And we have to take quizzes and. Yeah.
Right, you watch the PowerPoint, you watch videos of situations, child abuse, where we have to report it right away. And you've been seeing those things since 1993, or sitting through the meetings back in 1993. They didn't even have PowerPoint back then. And did they have PowerPoint in 93, Scott?
John, yes.
They did. I just didn't know about it. I wasn't that hip.
Yes.
So, but I was 2 days away from, you're getting all these notes. It's like, if you don't pass this within 2 days, you're in trouble. Did my boss say anything to me? And did he harass me? Because I know he gets notes about it. No, he didn't. He just knew I would get it done, and I did.
Right?
I just procrastinated.
That's the big thing, right, John? Is when you can find somebody who trusts their people and expects them to be successful, then people live up to that. But when it's all about accountability, and it's about meeting the accountability check marks, then people live down to that. It's either you're going to set a roof, or you're going to set a floor, right? Mm-hmm. So what is it? You're going to set the floor that everybody has to stand on, then that's where they're going to stand and stay. But if you're going to set a roof for them to reach for, they're going to reach for it.
Yeah, I really like. I'm thankful for that. I have a good boss, and I'm thankful for my job. And I really like. I'm not just like I'm not. I don't like to blow smoke. I really don't. I'm very honest about things.
Yeah.
But this job is the best job I've had this year and last year. This has been the best job. And I'm just thankful that whatever horrible circumstances made me move to Beaverton and sell my house because I had no job, and move across country and just pick Portland out of kind of a semi-hat, but I'd been up here a few times and knew the good people that were up here. And thank goodness that one of the good people that I knew were up here was in a position to hire me at that time and took a chance on me. You know what? That person, I won't name him, but that person thought, they were like, I don't know, can we get along? John's kind of edgy-famous. Do you think he's kind of a, and then after a few months, they were like, oh, you're really, you're really genuine and good. I'm like, thanks. You didn't think that about me? I give out the edgy-famous, kind of jerk vibe. That's what I was giving off. And maybe I will, you know what? And maybe, maybe I was right. I mean, maybe, you go through different little peaks and valleys of doing things. Sometimes I look at people on Twitter or social media and I'm kind of like, yeah, I was there a few years ago. Hopefully you'll come around and not do all this showboating, Sharing is good. Sharing is good, but I don't want to see sharing of, two students on a floor working on a worksheet. I'm like that. That's not collaboration to me. That's, and I see that sometimes from people, and I'm like, oh, do we really need to share the two kids doing a worksheet? It's collaborating, but what do they collaborate? I can't see anything on that Instagram picture.
Hey, John,
Yes.
I want to take this time to look back right now.
Okay, we're gonna look back. All right, wait. Let's see if we have some sound effect. Is that a good sound effect for looking back?
Sure.
Okay.
And I want to look at what people predicted as top trends in education. And did they really trend out in the year 2016?
Oh, okay. Where are you getting the list from?
I'm all over the internet looking at top
Are you
lists
getting a
of
BuzzFeed
trends.
list? You're looking at a BuzzFeed list again, aren't you?
I'm not looking at a BuzzFeed list. What is BuzzFeed?
Yeah, you don't even know, do you? You're so cool. You're such a cool guy.
That's so 2016, John.
Wait a second. Wait, can I just stop you while you're still looking at this? Are you wearing a Penn t-shirt right now?
This was a gift from a really great friend when I went to the ISTE conference in Philadelphia, PA.
Wow, look at that. That is, I still like that shirt, and Joe Mazza would be proud of you.
Hey, Joe Mazza.
Right? I think,
Shout out to you.
Doesn't he work there now? Doesn't he? I think he does.
Wait, hold on. Let me check my notes.
Edgy Famous Kong. I just dropped a Joe Mazza reference.
I don't even keep up with TMZ, let alone Edu TMZ.
I know. I used to be Edu TMZ for a while.
You still are, John.
I don't think I am.
You lost your touch?
I just got out of all the Voxers. By the way, hats off to, if you guys are into this kind of thing, let me give a shout out to my girl, Sarah the teacher for EdCamp Voxer. I tried one time. It's way too much people. You think Twitter's bad. It's a lot of people talking and talking, but you can get some good ideas. And Sarah, the teacher,
I like it a lot.
She's always coming from a good, she's an edgy famous person that has a good heart to me. So
totally good heart, and is about bringing people together. I mean, that's what EduMatch is about. Yeah. That's what she's the person, John, that you love because her actions match her intentions.
Yes.
And her words match her actions. And it's like this whole combination of a person that's out there trying to make a difference, trying to make a change, trying to impact the lives of teachers for kids' sake. And it's really clear when you see someone that's going at it from that perspective, right?
Yeah, no, I've always thought, ever since we had her on one of the early Techlandias, where I remember she had so few followers. You know what I'm saying? Like in the grand scheme, compared to what she has now, I'm like, whoa.
And what does she have now? 100,000 followers?
I don't even know. I should look it up, but I'm sure she has at least 20,000 followers, doesn't she? She's got to. But anyway, I remember she was just on there, and there are some good people in that.
37,000.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy! Yeah, she had 4 or 3 when we had her on Techlandia. That's good. Wow. She was our rookie of the year.
I did not get the Techlandia bump at all, John.
Yeah, right. You're on it all the time, and yet you get nothing. See, you have to have that substance behind it, I guess, right?
That's right.
People can see through you.
Hey, listen, there's not a lot to see when they look through. Hey, John. Okay, so here's one trend.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's see if time stood the test.
This week in education trends.
Okay.
Bring your own device was listed as a top trend for 2016. I'm like, wait a second. Okay, John, where are we at with bring your own device? Did it make a break in 2016, or did it hit the brakes?
Yeah, I mean, what happened to bring your own device? I mean, do people even really think about that anymore?
No,
I don't think they think about it. Do they think about it? No, they don't.
I think people have been spending grips of dough on testing machines. Is that what? Who called the Chromebook testing machines?
Oh well,
is that Tim Cook?
that might not be. I mean, that is a deep consideration for. I do like the Chromebook a lot, but that is a deep conversation for some people. How do we get this?
That's number one.
I really got out of teaching I was looking at my last class that I taught 5 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And we just didn't take the test on the computer. I must have gotten out just before that all kind of came into play. So I've never had a class test on the computers before. If I did, I think we would have kicked butt. because we could use some computers in Samuelson's class. Right? We could use some. It didn't matter what you gave us. You could put a Windows computer in front of us. You could give us an iPad, give us a Chromebook.
I'm not going to go into it, John, because I signed a waiver never to talk about it.
Okay.
Or I'd be fired from teaching, and
Right.
I love my job.
Right.
But there are some flaws. Let me just say that.
Really? I didn't think
kidding,
flaws in testing. Are you kidding?
John, don't get me started.
Okay, I won't get you started. So anyway, yeah, I don't think BYOD is really a thing that much. My 7th grade daughter brings her phone all the time, and
are people using those? I mean, are teachers letting that happen, or is there enough devices now that have made it into the classroom setting that it's no longer even necessary? So
in our district, you can bring your own device if you want to, but the Chromebooks are there 6 through 12. For the district, they're pretty much going to. If they're not there, they should. It'll be there. I mean, it's just not even a factor. And right now, we're just at the last part, and I have my last 2 meetings on Tuesday, where I'm going to have my 2 of the schools that I help out with, and we're going to do their last little, push of devices and finish out our bond money. And there's a lot of devices out there for people, but you can bring in your own if you want in our district too. So. And it's not really a problem. And I think one of the things that there are some administrators that can really wrap their heads around this, Scott, is, okay, I have a Chromebook. Can we take it home from school and use it at home? And I think that's one of the more bigger challenges right now for us, because they're trying to get those Chromebooks home, and do the people have Wi-Fi, or, are they, do they have filters at home and things like that? And I think right now we're erring on the side of caution and trying to prevent a lot of stuff that come home. But I gave my daughter the $20 because it's an insurance fee for her Chromebook, and she doesn't need one. Come on now. And I gave her the $20 and paid the insurance for it, and she just doesn't take it home. She's like, nah, I don't want to. But she could. And I feel like that's one of the things. For our district right now, it's up to the administrators. And there are some people like, oh my gosh, no, they'll break them. And then there's some people like, no, let's let them take it home. So I feel like that's more the BYOD question in our district.
John, here's another trend.
Okay. Ready for it?
And this is a prediction made by Debbie Morrison.
Debbie Morrison, I know her.
January 10th, 2016, she posted about it, so we know it's true.
Okay, here we go.
She said that one of the trends that she anticipated was experimentation in new teaching models and learning spaces. Do you think that's a trend that's taken hold? I'm going to go with thumbs up, yes.
Yeah, okay. I was saying
I
thought you were going to try and disagree with me. Yes, I would think learning spaces are definitely trending up. I will give that the happy trumpet fanfare.
And do you think it's trending in the right direction, John, or do you think it's just trending in all directions?
I think it's trending in all directions right now with no real rhyme, reason, or focus. And it's like, okay, we're going to buy all this steel case furniture. It's really expensive, but it's great. And I think you can do it for much cheaper and just kind of okay, the cut on my finger right here proves it. You can buy a $40 stretch of 4x3 3M whiteboard stuff and put it down on a table, and kids go to town. My 2nd grade daughter loves it right now, and I'm going to go buy another roll of it. But what are some of the things that you're doing I know you think about flexible spaces all the time. So like you do low budget stuff though, right? By the way, we're going to give a shout out to, all right, here we go. Ready, Scott? This will get it first right here. We're going to give a shout out, and I actually own a ton of this furniture, to Lovesac. Hashtag what? Hashtag
Lovesac.
Give it to Bedley. Because Scott was in line yesterday and tweeted at the Lovesac founder, and he answered him. And I think those things would be great for some classroom. If you don't know Lovesacs, they're the big beanbag, but they wouldn't want you to call them a beanbag chair. They're so much more comfortable. Right. They're so much more comfortable. And right now, actually, we have in our living room, we have a flexible seating couch, and Scott's been there, and we have ours in an L shape. But if we wanted to make it into just kind of more of a U-shaped couch, or we wanted to switch the length to the other side, we totally could, because they're doing like flexible sofas and things like that. So I think that would be great for a classroom, and I think Scott Bedley's class would be perfect for that. So now we can tweet this episode at, what's his name, Scott?
Sean Nelson is one of the founders of Lovesac, if not the founder. I don't know their total history, but I do know he's a family guy, and I was sitting there, John, getting ready to check out Santa with my son, and I look over. And
Wait, did you just say you were watching Sanford and Son? Old guy joke there. Okay, go ahead.
And there's a Lovesac store there, and I know you have them in your house, and I know, like, I found one on, one of those offer up kind of Craigslisty type things, and had one of the people at my school. I said, "Hey, check this out. You can get this for like $35, which is really cheap for a Lovesac, right?"
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
and I know. I was like, "Buy this for your classroom," and I was like, "Why didn't I buy that for my classroom?"
Yeah, you should have.
And then I saw it. I'm like, I'm gonna tweet at Sean Nelson and just say, "Hey, let's get some of these in classrooms," because they have these things they call sectional couches that are just fantastic.
They're awesome. We love our couch. Yeah,
they're very movable. You can relocate them easily. You can change the shapes of them. I mean, it's all the things that people are talking about, right, John?
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I love it. We've got the one big set. We've got the one big one that people would most relate to as a beanbag chair. It's so comfortable, and it's not even close to a beanbag chair.
No.
And then we have the couch, which is really nice. But the one that we have right now is we have kind of like this little rocking one, so it's just on the floor, and so it kind of is one of them that's propped up. And man, it's so comfortable. Oh my goodness, it's so comfortable. I love that. We dropped a lot of money on Lovesac merchandise, but I think that Scott just needs to get it donated to his classroom.
I would love to be the first Lovesac classroom in the United States, John.
That would be, there we go. That we have to have dreams. We dream big, right?
Should we be hitting the gong and trying to get our nickel?
We want some donations.
John, here's a list I found on LinkedIn on 9 education trends. I want to point out 2 of them.
Okay.
One of them is on there that they have listed. Number 1 is artificial intelligence. So they said a trend in 2016 will be artificial intelligence from kindergarten through graduate school, that they'll be impacting education through artificial intelligence. Now, John, you could say that the Alexa, which I have been using in my classroom, is a quasi, yes, give me the nickel, is a quasi artificial intelligence tool, right?
Yes.
But it's really, it's really not quite there. But the other one I thought was interesting on this list was tablets and laptops.
Really?
Is that a trend?
Some of these people, they just write lists to write lists sometimes. Do we have to write lists? Why? You know what? We're always bagging on lists. We're old school bagging on lists. Why do people feel the need to make these lists? Why can't they do all right, let's say what's another another trend?
Here's another one. Yeah. Here's another one. The use of
netbooks on there?
Use of videos in education.
Videos in education?
That's another one of the trends they've listed on there.
Wow.
Wait, John, here's another one.
Okay.
Here's another one. Pencils.
I'll give a thumbs up for a pencil. Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, it really just depends. Okay, videos, right? If you're having kids create videos, if you're using videos to teach, I mean, you can use Edpuzzle to do all sorts of things. You can use videos on Seesaw to kids can demonstrate their learning and put it in a portfolio. So, I mean, right, but everybody's already doing all that stuff. That's not really
right.
That's not new. That's blended. That's blended learning. So
it is blended learning. It's definitely both. I mean, it's like, it's funny though that I don't know that somebody wrote this.
Right, I think it's funny too. Did you? By the way, here, let's give a Bedley Brothers shout out. Did by the EduFamous.com? Did you? Catelyn Tucker's episode just came out. Was she
Ellen
talking?
Tucker's
She talking a little blended learning for you?
Yes, she's fantastic. She's got a lot of really great just ideas that say, "Do this, check this out."
Oh, nice.
So
check this out. Was she plugging the podcast from Ryan O'Donnell and Brian Briggs?
Who would not love that podcast?
Who doesn't love that podcast? I love that podcast.
Hey, John, the Dudley brothers finally made it into Getting Smart.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they actually gave us a mention and right before BAM Radio.
Oh, wait, is it time for the Bammies yet? I love that time of the year.
Oh, my God.
Talk about my favorite times for social media. Bammy Award time, always my favorite, where people pat themselves, break their arms, patting themselves on the back for leaving their jobs in the middle of the year and becoming consultants.
Oh, wait, great. Dear Google, please make a vomit sound effect.
Or here, how many people out there are waiting for the Bammy Awards? You just have to set it up the right way. So, yeah, anyway.
John,
hey, who's at the door? Is it Father Tim?
It's Father Tim.
Hey, yeah.
I have to tell you the banana story, John.
Okay, so let's have a Father Tim. This is now we are now going, it's a Father Tim moment. Think of a little silly quote card, and here it comes. Father Tim, hashtag Tim Bedley. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, like those quote cards you find on Facebook.
Yes, right. Or Instagram now. Thank you for ruining Instagram. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. That's our new episode. Next time we'll be thanking Mark Zuckerberg for all the ways he's influenced our lives.
Oh my gosh, Mark Zuckerberg. I loved your movie, though. I still picture Mark Zuckerberg as that actor from The Social Network.
Totally.
Anyway, Jesse Eisenberg, by the way.
My wife and I go out to see Tim's oldest son. He's an amazing math teacher. But on the side, he was invited to be in this performance. So we go out there to pick up Tim. We pick up Tim. We meet him at a Starbucks with his youngest son, who's a huge fan of the show. Shout out to Taylor out there.
Taylor.
And Tim's walking around to get into the car. And all of a sudden, John, I hear this just thump. And I'm like, I look back and I thought Tim was walking around to get in the car, and there's no one there. And I'm like, what happened? So I get out of the car. I get out of the car and walk back. He's like on the ground, like shaking.
Oh no.
And this is, I'm not laughing at my brother's injury, but I'm laughing at my brother's injury. And here's why. Because I look down and I see that he has actually slipped on a banana peel. And I felt horrible for him. I was not laughing at the moment. And thank goodness we were laughing about this at Thanksgiving, everybody. That's why I can tell the story now. I
didn't think that was possible. I thought that was just the coyote and the Roadrunner.
And John, it wasn't your ordinary banana peel. It had clearly been there for a few days. It was kind of rank. Thankfully, he slid past it.
Oh my gosh, she's lucky he didn't slip a disc.
Oh, we thought he dislocated his shoulder.
Oh no!
It was awful. I felt really bad, but then it's a banana peel slipping story.
Oh,
sorry, Tim. I had to share that.
Tim is such a nice person.
He's an amazing man.
He doesn't deserve to slip on a banana peel and almost dislocate his shoulder like Todd Marinovich.
It was awful, but I told him, I said, I have to tell this story on Grumpy Old Teachers. Because I don't get to talk this much on my own show.
It hurt, right? Oh, that hurts so much. It hurts just to think about. For me, if that happened to me, I'd be out.
Oh, okay. I would have been concussed for sure.
If he's just kind of sitting there, kind of jerking, he's a strong guy. He exercises constantly.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't spin and turn it into some push-up move or something.
Yeah, I know, right? I thought you thought he was doing some Go Noodle exercise or something.
Well, I'll do that joke. I'll walk by someone's car and I'll hit their car and then act like I'm injured and stuff.
Yes.
That's the oldest gag one of the oldest gags in the automobile industry.
Have I not done my big joke with you where I'm walking and then I pretend to hit a sign like a street sign when we're walking down the street? Didn't I do that one in Palm Springs?
I think you did that one in
Okay,
Philadelphia.
I like try to bump into anything like all the time, and I just go and I just whack it.
Is it the Three Stooges in us? Is that what it is?
That is, I guess. I love that joke.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Called? Oh, poor Tim.
Sorry,
Tim.
For him.
Yeah, sorry, Tim. He's taking his math 360 classroom just turned into a math kind of like 240.
John, it is not math 360. It is gallery learning.
Gallery learning. His gallery learning just kind of it was all 4 walls. Now it's just 3 because he can't turn all the way around. Oh, that's so funny.
He's training all across America on gallery learning too, by the way, John. He comes in and he gives people the experience of what gallery learning teaching is like. He doesn't just talk at them. Mm-hmm. He brings in, I don't know what he's found, but they're like huge sheets of like write-on, like erasable plastic that are like, the big poster boards that you can rip off that they're like big sticky pads basically. He's found like clear ones that you can post, or I don't know if they're white or clear, but that around the world,
what is it, like almost like overhead projector film?
I guess. I don't know. I haven't really seen it yet, but he was telling me about it. It's like,
wow,
man, this guy is brilliant. I don't know. I don't know. I love ripping off his ideas. That's for sure.
Yeah, steal those things. I might have to steal. Well, I mean, I do have I took your idea for the model classroom that I'm building, and of course, I was so mad at Fathead because I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get like a big. Fathead has the black, where you use the neon dry erase markers, right? Because you're like, Scott's like, why would you don't get a white dry erase board, get a black one. They're so much cooler. And I'm like, okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, no. In the meantime.
we have ours. They're not cheap.
No. But so the Fatheads are pretty cheap because you can still get them on Black Friday right now, kind of deals. It was 15% off. So it was like $79.99 for a 4 foot by 5 foot.
So speaking of Black Friday, John.
Okay. yeah.
What'd you walk out with? Besides a bigger credit card debt.
Okay. All right. So here's a drum roll. Here's what I did on Black Friday yesterday. I watched TBS all day with Marnie. We watched all the Star Wars movies 1 through 6, and my kids were so mad at me because we didn't leave the house all day. That was literally the truth. And then I found out an alarming fact about my wife, which I never would have married her if I would have known this, but she had never seen The Empire Strikes Back. I was like, what? That's blasphemy.
Blasphemy. John, this is probably going to be the best episode of Grumpy Old Teachers. Do you know why?
Because I'm going to get a divorce after this?
No.
Oh, okay.
We've effectively used like sound effects.
Right, because we can go back to Google Hangout, and if the sound works like it did last time, why would I pay for anything else then? I could buy more Black Friday stuff. So I did buy.
Did you see the Spiro Black Friday deal? And there's
I saw some.
Iographer. Iographer. Are you using iographers with the iPads up there?
No,
those are super cool, man.
Okay,
they're a really great way to film. Iographer.
Okay.
Iographer, and you can hook up mics. They have whole full packages for mics. It's iPads are great except for when you try to record sound. So everyone's always like, oh, iPad's great because you can record video and movies and stuff. And like iPads are great for the video part of it. The audio is horrible, right?
Yeah, you have to use something.
Iographer is they have these cases that you can attach these like directional mics.
Oh, I think I got one. I think I got something like that. All right, so I'll have to look at that. So I don't subscribe to their newsletters. Probably why I didn't get anything. I subscribed to all the newsletters. Okay, so here's what I did get. I did get some stuff.
What'd you get?
Okay,
Come on now. Okay. Shh, don't tell anyone. What'd you get, John?
Okay, so first thing I did was
don't tell Marnie, right?
No. I was just trying to see if my kids can listen because my house is a little more open now.
Yeah, don't tell.
Okay, so
everybody keep this quiet, please. Okay,
so I got Scarlett for her birthday, which is coming up. The Kano computer.
What is that, John?
That's the one that you assemble.
Is that by Robinson Cano?
No, the Seattle Mariners second baseman. No, it's not.
Former New York Yankee great.
It's yeah, gosh, he was good with the Yankees. He had a good year this year. I watched the Seattle Mariners. As Ann Jenks shuts off the show.
Thank you for listening, Ann.
It's those computers that you can build yourself, and then you turn them into real computers. They're kind of like
awesome.
They're kind of like Raspberry Pis, but they're more kid friendly, so they can build them.
Gotcha.
All right, so I bought one of those. I bought an iTunes card for $85. That was $100 worth of credit.
Nice.
And
way to go, John.
I don't know if I bought any more like tech learning stuff. I
John, I got this amazing.
I bought little bits.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, so there we go. Okay,
John, you know what I bought? I bought 40 Hatchables, and I'm trying to sell them.
Oh my God. If we went at 7:00 this morning to Toys R Us to try and get some Hatchables, you cannot get those things.
Dude, I have 40 of them. Just if you need one, anyone, just DM me.
$250.
200. They just went up. $275.
Wait, do you have the blue and green or the pink and magenta?
I have the exclusive Walmart version that can't be purchased at any other store except for Walmart. And here's why. My cousin's uncle's brother
works in the warehouse,
is a distributor for Hatchables to Walmart, and he pulled the case aside for me.
Nice.
And so now I got a side business. I may be able to retire a year early because of Hatchables.
If you had a case of Hatchables, you could easily take a month off. Here's one thing. Here's how I know that my mom lies to me. She goes, "Oh, I saw some of those in this Target in Missoula."
Yeah, right.
So then I said if you saw I said, I know that you're not telling the truth. I told her that. I said, I know you're not telling the truth, but I said if you saw any of those in
not Garanimals.
Any Target, right? If you saw any of those at Target or Walmart or anywhere, I'm like, buy every single one of them. I will sell all of them for 5 times what you paid for them, and you can just give me 20%. And she's like, okay.
There's a knockoff brand that's like almost Hatchables.
Yeah, we should make a knockoff brand.
Hatchimals, not Hatchables.
Yeah, Hatchimals. Garanimals. Oh, that's so funny. So, yeah, if you had that many Hatchables, you would be Dwight Schrute. And my mom didn't get the Dwight Schrute reference either, which is how I know that she needs to watch more of The Office.
And John, speaking of Dwight Schrute, Tim's newest diet fad is beets. It is beet juice. I don't know if you've seen these late night infomercials.
No, beet juice. They were trying to give the people the beet juice in the Mexico City Monday Night Football game.
The beet juice is the thing. So, you know, if you are not eating beets roasted, you know, I mean, there's so many great recipes out there on Pinterest. So just hit it up. Just check.
Wait, your man card just got deducted. You got the pitch.
My fantasy football team is number, like I'm winning each of my fantasy football leagues.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'll give you all right. So you got it back right there because I'm losing in all those fantasy football leagues.
Yeah. So Tim's really on a beet diet right now.
Well, so that's what they're talking about on Monday Night Football. They're talking about the altitude and dehydration, and they said that the beet juice, like some of the players said, it kind of just tasted like dirt. That was literally a quote.
You know what? I really, honestly, this is no joking. I do like a good beet salad.
Okay. I like
just dead air after that.
I like the Fresh Beet Band when they used to be on. They're kind of cool.
I like the English beets.
Oh yeah, the English beet. That's good.
Mirror in the bathroom, please talk free.
That is a good song.
That is a good song.
Anyway, all right. Well, hey Scott.
Hey John.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
No, you're supposed to say for what?
For what, John?
To pop.
To pop what?
Popsicle. My hands are high, my feet are low, and this is how I pop. You haven't done the popsicle before? That's awesome. Go noodle coming in there. What's that?
It's our closing song, John.
Oh, is it?
Changes.
Don't play more than 12 seconds of it, whatever it is, or else we'll get in trouble from Ed. We'll get in trouble from Ed Reach. Oh wait, that was a long time ago.
That's the Life Aquatic version.
Oh, nice.
I love that movie.
I've seen that one for a while. That's good that you're seeing
I'm
movie.
weird.
I'm glad that I'm just proud of you that you're seeing movies.
Well, you know what movie I'm going to see in about 2 weeks, John?
Moana. That's what I'm
Yes.
going to see. Yeah, I know that's what I'm going to see. You know, last movie I saw, Trolls. You know, last movie I saw before that, Secret Life of Pets.
I'm going to see a movie that's been advertised
A little
very
bit.
poorly, actually. I don't think it's really been advertised that well, although I don't watch that much TV. Is Rogue One, John. Rogue One.
Okay, so
We've got
let me-
like 2 minutes to cut out of here.
okay, so we got 2 minutes here. Okay, so here we go. So here's my final thought. Here's final thoughts because I was watching Jerry Springer because I was awake on Friday, and I didn't know that number one.
Am I
that
your
Jerry Springer
Steve?
was.
Is that what I am? Am I your Steve? Tim,
I
by the
didn't-
way, Tim Bedley always calls me your Ed McMahon and you're Johnny. He's like, you're a great Ed McMahon, Scott.
No,
I'm like,
I know
thanks a
he's-
lot, Tim.
No, I know that Tim's old. He's calling us Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon. So
Well, he has the classic VHS tapes of the old Johnny Carson.
right. Did he buy that on the infomercial, The Best of Johnny Carson, on DVD?
He did. Yes, you are correct, sir.
Correct, sir. So here's the thing. So as we watch Star Wars 1 through 6, right? So the first 3 are pretty bad, right? I mean, those are the bad ones. And then you get to 4, which is A New Hope. And so then we figured out that Marnie really hadn't seen The Empire Strikes Back. Which is
like probably the best one of all of them.
Right.
I mean,
which is,
the New Hope will always be my favorite.
right.
But just as far as like all the things that happen in that movie, it's insane.
Right. There's so many plot twists in that. That's when it really kicked it up a notch. It was Star Wars, but then the Empire just went like poof, and it was like better. They're like, oh my God, it's better than Star Wars. Nobody thought they could do it.
Yeah,
and then
then
it's like, oh my God.
And
Darth
then
Vader's father? And
then
she
they
didn't even
totally
know.
crush your spirit with like the Ewok celebration dancing.
I really like you know that when we used to, you know, I used to live in Chicago. I can remember where I saw pretty much all the Star Wars movies, like what theater I saw them in and who I saw them with, even though it was like, I was like, so I remember The New Hope. I'll give my parents credit because my dad used to take me to see like, I'd be like 8 or 9 or whatever. And he'd take me to see like Richard Pryor live on the Sunset Strip. And you
Is
know
that
how,
wrong?
oh my gosh, yeah. Is that a filthy movie? Or he'd take me to go see like Stir Crazy. Richard Pryor fan. So I mean, not like that wasn't great because hey, I love Richard Pryor, but I mean, to see his stand-up act, I mean, where he's talking about all the stuff he's doing and I'm like 8 years old, that's might be a little much. But the one thing they did
your
do
vocabulary probably wasn't developed enough to understand.
I mean, no, I was actually smart as a young kid. So he took me to see Star Wars: A New Hope. I can remember it was at the Yorktown Shopping Center in wherever it was. I don't know, Lombard, Illinois. And I was 6, and we went to like the 10:30 show, and we had to wait forever for it, right? And so I can remember exactly where I was, and I can remember where I was when I saw Empire. But yeah, I couldn't believe that Marnie had seen all that stuff. So now we were expecting with episode 7, right? Because that's kind of the last one. But really what they did was, did J.J. Abrams direct it?
J.J. Abrams.
Okay, so J.J. Abrams basically took, we're going to throw in some Luke and some Han and some Leia. So we're going to throw in the old stuff to hook all the people back in, right? And then we're basically going to remake A New Hope. Is basically kind of what it was, right? And then, but it was good. But we loved it.
Well done. I mean, truly, it was a remake of New Hope, but it was like he did it right, at least.
No.
Right?
It was. I'm giving him. I mean, that's basically what they did to reel us old people back in. But I mean, right? Like when they would sit there, and I'm not trying to spoiler alert, but there were tears shed by old John Samuelson. And
I cried. I've cried every time I've seen it, all 27 times.
I almost just cried when I saw the Millennium Falcon and Han Solo came out. I was like, oh my God, it's really happening. I never thought it would happen again. It's been since 1983. But so when we watched all of them together, so we were I was looking at the facts about like George Lucas and stuff on Wikipedia and the history of it. And it's just so interesting to read, just even the Wikipedia stuff. But so this new one is not going to like continue and be like, okay, it's what's her face with Luke Skywalker now. Because she's not even in it. They're not even in it on IMDb. It's not happening. So this one goes all the way back. And so this is like, I feel like they're going to try and redo the prequels a little bit. So this is kind of like 3.5, episode 3.5.
You're talking about Rogue One, right, John? Where it's the story of how they got the plans for the Death Star.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yes, that's the story. The storyline is like, so at A New Hope, you see that Princess Leia has. This is such Star Wars nerd talk.
Okay, no.
I love it. So she has the plans, right?
Right. Okay. Right. She drops them in the first scene.
How did she get them? That's this whole storyline, is how they were able to steal those plans.
Okay, that's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
I didn't say I didn't think that, but I told Marnie, I said, so look, I'm like, if we just look at the commercials, they're kind of peppering here. I'm like, it's not going to continue from the J.J. Abrams version. They're going to, and it's called a Star Wars story or whatever.
Right.
So it's going kind of backwards. And I said, and look, there's the Death Star, and there's Darth Vader's in it. Right. So that's the person they're bringing back now is Darth Vader. So I'm like, well, and I'm like, obviously you've seen Return of the Jedi and Darth Vader dies. So I'm like, they're going back a little bit. They're bringing it back. I'm like, so at least Marnie is now caught up on all this stuff. I couldn't believe she was so bad on it.
So, I mean, the rumor is every other year it's going to be a new Star Wars continuing the saga. And every intermediate year it's going to be one of these side stories that adds to the Star Wars universe. Are we going to get
Are we going to get Star Warsed out? I don't think I am.
No, because I feel like each one it's like you got to wait a year for the next episode of like a really good show that you like.
Okay, so it's like right. By the way, I'm waiting for House of Cards Netflix. By the way, can you please?
I'm waiting for Man in the High Castle.
Okay,
up at season 2.
All right. Well, that was a good way to end. So I'm glad you enlightened me with that one because I feel like so that's what we did on Black Friday. Do we go out shopping? No, I shopped from my computer. But yeah, I was pretty stoked on the Little Bits too. So I bought a Little Bits,
understandably,
the computer and an iTunes card. Whoop-de-doo. But we went to IKEA today and dropped large cash because Marnie's like, hey, they have their Christmas stuff, and their Christmas stuff was on sale. So she spent like $70 on Christmas stuff. It wasn't that; it was the other $280 we dropped on like plastic plates. We didn't even get any. We didn't even get any furniture. It was just like all like IKEA junk, which I love. Don't get me wrong. Like I love. She hates the fact that I love the little kids' plastic plates and utensils. She hates that I won't use the real utensils. I use the plastic IKEA utensils because I'm like, we just recycle them when they're done. Let's get a new pack. It's $2.49. I'm like, they're like the greatest plastic wherever. I eat on little plastic purple IKEA plates with little.
Tim just texted me. He's really disappointed in you, John. He wants you to understand the negative impacts of plastic on your body.
Oh, is that right?
You're going to have to go on an all cilantro diet for the next 2 weeks to purge yourself.
I was trying to be like all responsible for the environment. That's what I was trying to do. Just like my good friend, Mr. Technology. Okay, we're going to stop because we promised ourselves we'd stop. But I do want to tell you this, people, if you've made it this far,
yes,
you're obviously a hardcore Techlandia fan. And we are going to try and keep Grumpy Old Teachers live every other week for a while here, but Techlandia is going bye-bye, and it will be bye-bye for Birdie. In fact, I don't even know. I think we'll do one last episode, and then we're kissing it goodbye, and we're going to try something different. We'll try the Teaching in Beta podcast.
Sean, did I hear the rumor right that you're really going to have Tony Vincent on that last final Techlandia episode?
You heard the rumor correct because you were in the Twitter DMs as well as I was. So yes, I finally just said, Tony, I kept thinking of
you don't have to give that away. I was trying to help you.
Okay.
Tony Vincent's awesome, man. Can't be a better way for you to close out an awesome 4-year run of Techlandia and start your new thing than with somebody so in touch with what teachers need as Tony Vincent.
I really feel like at some point I'm hoping that Tony Vincent will come on and one of the panelists for the new show. Like he would be really good at that. He would be really good for taking a lesson, and then kind of brainstorming adaptations. Ooh, did I just give a little bit of Teaching in Beta away? Oh my gosh.
What?
Yes, I did. What?
Don't. Fact checker. I'm just going to do a quick fact check, John.
Okay.
PowerPoint, May 22nd, 1990. Just
wow.
In case anyone was questioning whether or not that was accurate or not.
That's insane. I could have used it in college.
You could have.
That just shows you how old I am right there. All right. Well, Scott, thank you for being on the show. I think we did good at trying to keep to an hour. I'll see if I can trim some.
Oh, the first 3 minutes of us laughing, maybe.
Oh, that's right. Okay, first 3 minutes of us laughing and me trying to start the show the right way. All right, thanks everybody for listening, and we will catch you on the flip side.